Welcome back to Pop Goes the Kernel, where we dive into today's latest pop culture, music, television, movies, and more.
I'm Libby Heckert.
I'm Marissa Armstrong.
I'm Gabriella Mercedes.
And I'm Lauren Smiley.
So today's episode will include new music, award ceremonies, and lots more.
Let's get popping.
The opinions expressed on this podcast are the speaker's own and don't uphold the opinions expressed by the Kentucky Kernel. The Kentucky Kernel and KRNL Editor-in-Chief applications are now open. The requirements include the following. Applicants must be enrolled full-time on the UK Lexington campus for the semester prior to and during the term as editor. You must be in good academic, disciplinary, and financial standing, that's a minimum 2.0 GPA, with the university. Applicants must have a minimum of 1 year's publication experience and be familiar with the operation of a magazine or print newspaper. If you have not worked at the Kentucky Kernel or KRNL, you must provide a recommendation from a previous employer, advisor, or both. Applications are due Friday, March 14th, 2025. Email a cover letter and resume to Ryan Craig at ryan.craig@uky.edu.
The week before Oscars, the SAG Awards took place. These are the Screen Actors Guild Awards. And what's different about these than the Oscars or the Golden Globes is that these awards only recognize the actors themselves. So instead of focusing on production or crews, it's solely about the actors, which I think is kind of really important and special. So this year, the SAG Awards were hosted by Kristen Bell, and I think she did a really great job. She made multiple references of past work she's done, my favorite being her Gossip Girl reference. It was so funny.
I love that, especially with Leighton in it, and it was really cool to see.
Yeah. And I had some other highlights of the night. Personally, Timothée Chalamet's acceptance speech was my highlight of the night. It was really important. He made note of the fact that he wants to be one of the greats and compared himself to some of the greats in Hollywood. And I thought it was really special to see, just considering how he's growing. And this is his first award for himself of this award season. So we'll see what this translates into for the Oscars.
I think it'll be definitely very interesting to see kind of who's up for it, considering this was all about, like you said, all about the actors, so kind of getting to showcase their work because there's no movie without an actor and actress with it. So, and I mean, with the SAG Awards, so many surprises, some we expected, so.
Yeah, so Shogun absolutely dominated in the television category. They were nominated for 4 awards, and they won all 4 awards.
Clean sweep.
That's crazy.
They did not disappoint. Speaking on that, they took home a good amount, definitely surpassing more than I think any of us kind of ever thought. Starting off with, they won Best Ensemble in a Drama Series. Me personally, not knowing them, their whole ensemble just won an award. They also won against Bridgerton, and I'm a huge Bridgerton fan, so that really got me when I saw it. But, you know.
I'm upset about that because I feel like Bridgerton deserves more recognition for their actors. I think, as corny as this show may be for some people, I feel like they work so hard, especially to get their characters down and have their accents and to really transform into that age of London and everything like that. It's just, I wish they got more recognition for it, and it makes me sad they didn't.
It makes me legitimately very upset because they do, like, the costumes, the accents too. Not all of them are British, so not all of them have like a British accent. There are actually a couple Americans, some that are French. Even beating Nicola Coughlan, who plays Penelope Bridgerton now on Bridgerton, lost to Best Female Lead in a Drama Series to Anna Sawai, who is also in Shogun. So kind of seeing how it went from, oh, Bridgerton is so great, to a show that I don't really believe is all that popular to, like, some of us here on campus, some of us who are kind of younger. I know I know my mom kind of enjoys it. I know some older family members who will watch it, but it just wasn't really for me.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like every season of Bridgerton has been good. I don't think there's been a season that's been like
consistent drama.
Exactly. It's always bringing
good.
it. It's always bringing it. And as much as I hate Penelope Featherington, Bridgerton, whatever, don't want to spoil, but She deserved it. Like, I really think she deserved that. And I don't know. Come on, guys. Let's recognize the hard work for the Bridgerton family and everybody involved. Like, come on.
She had such good character development. And also, Best Male Lead in a Drama Series also went to Shogun. Outstanding Stunt Team Performance. Now, some people have touched on The Fall Guy, which is who, of course, won. So, for those who don't know, The Fall Guy is about a stuntman who went back into the field. Makes sense why they'd win the award, right? Ryan Gosling starred in this movie, did his own stunts, which was insane.
I applaud him for that. Like,
that was amazing.
Not many actors are willing to do their own stunts, so I really admire those who do and step up to do it.
Do you guys think you would do your own stunt?
Yes.
I don't think I could.
One of the people in
Really?
The Fall Guys fell 20 feet from a helicopter. Not 20 feet, 20 stories from a helicopter. Which, there's also, he's known as like the stunt guy Nepo baby. His name is Troy Brown. His dad is Bobby Brown, who happened to be a stunt guy in the 2002 Spider-Man movie, who actually set a record at the time for falling 20 stories out of a skyscraper while it was on fire, of course, because, you know, he is the stunt guy. So now his son, who started doing his like stunts at 3-4 years old, because, you know, his dad always did them, now he's starting to beat his dad's records. He's trying to like beat what his dad has done. Imagine that is like your family, that is your life, falling out of buildings.
You still doing your own stunt?
I mean, like, if I get the chance to jump out of a helicopter and be paid for it, I might as well. Like, if I'm paid to do those things, guys, like, you wouldn't do it.
I'm
like,
too scared.
I don't
Like,
think so.
I can barely like.
Would you go
try to do
skydiving?
a
Yes,
backflip.
I think I'm going to go this summer. Stay tuned, guys.
Well, if you're gonna go skydiving, imagine it without the parachute, because that's basically what the stuntmen do.
Seriously.
But I don't know. I think I could do it. It was a sad little week for me a few weeks ago. A$AP Rocky was supposed to go to jail, but he was acquitted. So basically, November of 2021, allegedly he shot at one of his partners and a former friend outside of a Los Angeles hotel, and he was arrested a year later. He had a trial starting in January on the 24th. And A$AP Rocky was not found guilty of 2 counts of felony assault with a firearm on February 18th. Before that, he was supposed to go to jail for 24 years.
Crazy.
If you know me, I'm a big A$AP Rocky girl, always have been, always will be, now that he's not going to jail. But think about it, 24 years, I would be 43. 43. And, like, he would come out of jail and be like, guys, A$AP Rocky's out of jail. Like, this would be awesome. But I'm happy he's not. The biggest thing about this trial was when he found out he wasn't going to jail and he was not guilty, he leaped into Rihanna, his significant other. There's no specific fact of them actually being married, but he leaped into her arms. I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but it is precious.
It warmed my heart because, like, I'm not the biggest A$AP Rocky fan. Granted, I'm not really into his music. I am into Rihanna's music, but that was so cute because he was just so excited, and he gets to be free. He gets to live his life with her, and Libby doesn't have to be over 40 telling her kids, well, back in my day when I was
Exactly.
listening.
Libby was not doing well when this whole thing was unfolding. I just want to put that out there.
I was not doing well. It was rough. My sister's like, well, I mean, he shot at somebody. So I'm like, yeah, I know, but like, A$AP, bro, like you can't leave me, you know.
My thing is, how did it take them over a year to arrest him? It's not like it was quiet. It's not like those types of things are kept on the DL, on the down low, so.
Sometimes the evidence just isn't there. I think you're going to get a fire new album from this one, though.
He did announce that he is supposed to announce a new album and drop it soon. So I'm pretty excited for that. So everybody stay tuned for a good review on that when it comes out.
Selena Gomez and Gracie Abrams just released a new single collaboration together. It's called Call Me When You Break Up, and this is the second single that Selena has released for her upcoming album, I Said I Loved You First. This song reminds me more of her like pop girl early 2000s era, which I loved. I think I like this song better than the first single, and I think their voices meld really well together. I thought it was really fun and upbeat. And also, it's interesting, Selena has always been known as one of Taylor Swift's OG best friends. Like, they're the closest celebrity friends that I know of. And recently, Gracie Abrams has also become one of Taylor's best friends. So do we think that they met through Taylor? How do we think this collaboration started? How do you feel about the song?
I think Taylor Swift does a lot of behind the scenes for a lot of different people that we, don't necessarily see. So I think that's a good theory to have. Maybe she threw a party and put it together and said, guys, this needs to happen.
Well, speaking on the song, because I'm not a Swiftie, so I can't speak on that, but I don't like it. I thought it's very repetitive. I feel like there's not a lot of lyrics other than just the title, and it's just the same thing over and over again.
I kind of agree. I'm not really much of a Gracie Abrams fan, and I know that you're not either. I think her That's True song, That's So True, it's all so repetitive, and I think that's almost her thing.
I was gonna say that is exactly Gracie's style. She has a song called I Gave You, literally double repetition. So I do think that's very heavily in Gracie's style, and I've noticed a lot of her songs are repetitive. I love Gracie Abrams personally. I'm a huge fan. But yeah.
I love her music, Gracie Abrams. I mean, granted, Selena Gomez was definitely my go-to Just Dance when growing up, but kind of the two clashing together, I'm not a fan for kind of the reason that they're really polar opposites to me. So having Selena and her upbeat, her songs, and then there's Gracie Abrams, and like you said, repetitive. It's just not gonna, I don't think it'll continue to do very well.
Yeah, well, speaking on new music, Tate McRae released a new album. This is her third studio album. It was released on February 21st, and it includes, her classic singles, the It's Okay, I'm Okay, her new single that she released before the album came out, Sports Car, and Two Hands. Me and Lauren were listening to Two Hands before this. We know we love it, but my favorites are Revolving Door, Sports Car, and how about her? She has a song with her little boyfriend.
That's a power move.
I know.
That was a power
I think it's a dangerous game, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Same thing with Selena Gomez. The whole album is with Benny Blanco, her fiance. So what is this new trend of celebrities making songs with their significant others? But, imagine if they break up, Tate McRae and the kid Leroy. What could happen?
The song is called I Know Love. So it's it's not just a regular pop song. It's about love and a relationship. So it's if they do break up, that's kind of awkward. But I really do like her song Revolving Door. I feel it's kind of more chill for her, but it still has that pop beat and everything with it, but it's more sentimental. Her new Sports Car song, there's a lot of controversy surrounding it because
I have controversy surrounding this song.
Well, so she didn't write it, and a big thing for her is that she writes her own songs. Back whenever she was posting her songs on YouTube that she sang that I know I listened to in middle school. But so there was a lot of controversy, especially on TikTok. I saw that she didn't write that song, but what do you think about that song, Lauren?
I am not a fan of Sports Car. I don't like the vibe. I know that Tate McRae is hot girl summer vibes. She not necessarily you know what I mean. She's a very appealing star, for lack of a better word. But Sports Car to me sounds like it belongs in a strip club. Sports Car,
even just Tate McRae as a whole, she reminds me of a young Britney Spears.
100%. With the head mic and all, because she's a performer, is how I see it. Mm-hmm. So very similar
But
to
I
that.
do get that that song is very breathy and whispery, and it kind of sultry. So I'm so I do kind of get that.
I'm she's not singing. She's singing, but I'm mm-mm. But I also, when you said the Britney Spears thing, it kind of okay, light bulb went off for me. Maybe she's kind of redoing that. And then I see it and I can appreciate it a little bit more. But first or second listen, I'm what in the world?
Lauren, I've given you this look because Sports Car is probably my favorite from that. So
are you serious?
I personally really liked the song. And maybe it's because I'm also kind of a Britney Spears fan, forgetting all of the outside the music take, but it was kind of different from what I mean, Tate McRae, that's her style, but if something about it was different, it not being her own song, though, something I wasn't exactly aware of, so, but nonetheless, still kind of a big fan of that one.
I think if I have to rank them, I put Siren Sounds, which has been all over TikTok, on the top. Then I put Two Hands, and then Revolving Door, the rest of the album in between, and then Sports Car at the bottom.
Breaking my heart there.
I don't know. I think I just love her because she's such an amazing performer. Like, I would go see her in concert even if I didn't know her songs.
I 100% agree. I've known her since she was a little dancer, and seeing her evolve as a performer is really cool to see.
Yeah, like her costuming and just her stage presence is crazy, and I love that her music career has definitely taken off.
Big Time Rush just announced their In Real Life worldwide tour, and they'll be singing every song from every episode. And they filmed a whole promotional trailer, just like an old Big Time Rush episode, so like my little Nickelodeon heart was loving it. There's going to be 54 shows across the US and Europe, and they're going to have special guests coming on tour with them. Caitlin Tarver, who played Joe in Big Time Rush, who was Kendall's love interest, and Stephen Kramer Glickman, Gustavo himself.
Crazy.
He was my favorite.
That doesn't surprise me.
Love Big Time Rush. I was lucky enough. I've seen them twice in concert. One when I was really little. One just this past summer. Let's just say I got to touch all of their hands as they ran by in the crowd with me. Logan was in love with me. And Carlos almost sang to me until I got scared and pulled my hand away because I didn't know that he was going to do that. But they put on a show, and I'm so excited to see what this tour looks like.
I absolutely love Big Time Rush. Like, I know there's, like, One Direction, like, that was a thing. But, like, Big Time Rush to me was, like, a band. Like, I know every song. I watched every show. Like, it was always on. My sister and I would fight over the remote. She wanted to watch Henry Danger, and I wanted to watch Big Time Rush. I love, like, hearing Worldwide in concert would be amazing.
Oh, therapy. That's all I have to say. It's the best experience ever. When I went, I wore a shirt that said I Heart Kendall because I've always been a Kendall girl myself.
And Joe did that in the show.
She did. And I was trying to be a Worldwide girl because when they sing Worldwide, they pull fans from the crowd to sing to them. And I was like, notice me.
See, I don't know. I watched the show, but I never listened to the music. Like, other than my best friends growing up all loved Big Time Rush, so when they would play it in the car or whatever, I'd be like, okay. But like, I was a Disney High School Musical girl.
It's funny that you say that because I was the opposite. I'd hear the songs, but I wasn't like really big on the TV show. So like my friends would be like, oh my gosh, let's watch Big Time Rush. And I was like, is I gonna have like a song that I know, or am I gonna be sitting here confused?
They're all fire. I love every episode. Like I said, I'm a Kendall girl. Who was your guy?
I liked James. I guess I liked the little bad boy thing. I don't know. His hair is not it. I've like looked at it like what? Like, I can't.
He was the most popular. Like, everybody liked him. But me personally was a Logan fan. He was the cutie pie, the smart one. He was never in trouble. Stays true today. Like, he's my favorite.
We've gone through everybody else. Does that leave me with Carlos?
It does.
Sure.
Get yourself a helmet, I guess.
You know what?
And jump in a shopping cart and go down a hill.
Since the SAG Awards just happened, let's talk about some fashion fire outfits and some flops. So for me, Timothée Chalamet's on my fire list. I actually really liked his outfit. It was different for him. So he wore a neon green undershirt and like a black leather jacket. I liked it. It was different for him.
You cannot be serious.
The green washes him out.
Wash him out, whatever. It's giving Frankenstein.
Honestly, it's a new look for him. It's a new look. But he looks like the undershirt, it's like neon green giving Sharpie highlighter from the fun pack kind of thing. So
I do think this fit would have been maybe better at like the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards, just got slimed. But overall, I liked it. You guys might disagree with me. Overall, best of the night, Keke Palmer. I loved her outfit. She wore this long black dress with gold detailing on top, gorgeous, and she came out with this ginger bob. She looked so like old money, old Hollywood, long black gloves, gorgeous.
It reminds me of like Marilyn Monroe. Like she looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
You will never hear me complain about the old money look. I'm somebody who likes that style. Not that I dress like it, but I love that style. And I was here for it. She looked stunning. She stole the show. The bob. Okay, Kiki. Okay.
Moving on to some fashion flops. Let's start with our girl, Cynthia Erivo.
Oh, no.
She wore this long, like, silvery dress with bell sleeves. But what really took away from it for me was looks like yarn almost hanging down from her neck. It looks like she has a, like, long beard, like a grandpa beard to me.
It comes so high up on her, and it looks like a lion's mane. Like,
Look.
I don't
hate it.
Like,
Free.
really?
Whoa.
Look, I'm all for
Lauren.
turtlenecks.
You
but-
like this, but you
Here's
don't
the
like
thing.
Timothy?
Here's the thing. I'm not saying I like it, okay? But the metallics are very much in. So silver was a good choice, and I think silver looks good on her. The neckline is not the correct move. I'm not saying that it is, but I don't think we can hate on the entire outfit.
So Lauren, who's wearing it better, Timothy Chalamet or Cynthia?
Cynthia. Like, I really don't understand what Timothy Chalamet is doing.
I liked it. Moving on. Drew Starkey, he wore it looks like the pledges that walk around.
he
the
looks like
University of
a
Kentucky.
frat pledge.
Yes, and so it's like a navy blazer, but his tie is what really gets me. It's a red tie, and it looks normal, but when you really look at the bottom of it, it's a scarf. It has yarn coming off the ends. It's a scarf he tied around his neck. I don't know what's worse, this tie look or when Timothy Chalamet tied the tie around his neck like a little, like a scarf. We're using roles reversed here. Timothy made his tie into a scarf, and Drew Starkey's using his scarf as a tie.
It's also too long.
Coleman Domingo also was wearing a scarf on the carpet. But I don't know. Drew Starkey, guys. He's just like, I look at him and I just like feel like he's enraged, like, because that's what he gives on Outer Banks. And seeing him dressed like a little pledge, like, really makes me giggle.
Well, that on top of the buzz cut is not helping him. Like, there's some hair up there, but there's so little, like, it's just, to me, that's sticking out because that's all I can see on the top of his head is just a little bit of hair sprinkled with the whole frat pledge and the long scarf tie thing he's got going on.
I just want to know how you tie that. How do you tie a scarf to look like a tie?
There's no way he did that himself, I'm telling you all.
For all of us MLB fans out there, the New York Yankees are now going to allow well-groomed beards. This is a very big deal. For nearly 50 years, if you played for the Yankees, you could not have any facial hair, like, period. What do we think?
I mean, okay, I'm all about expressing yourself and, doing whatever your heart desires. But for me, I grew up in a baseball family. My brother played college baseball at the University of Pittsburgh. And it was always like a thing that he always had to shave his face. They couldn't wear all these different like blingy chains that they all wear in the MLB now and everything like that. I don't know. I feel like, especially with the Yankees, it's such an old, like, sophisticated organization. So it just kind of makes me, I don't know. I'm like, why? Why do you need to change it? Just leave it how it is. Leave it.
I think it's a big, like, to your point, tradition. And I also think it's part of the uniform. I've always been a big person on, like, uniforms are big. Like, even in high school, I was like, listen, like, everybody just have white shoes. Like, you know what I mean, for the basketball team. And I think that kind of, like, look like a team, look uniform. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
It just looks better when everybody's kind of like dressed the same. Now they're all gonna have like different beards and mustaches and goatees and whatever.
Tennis star Emma Raducanu began crying during one of her matches in Dubai. Spectators and everyone there were extremely confused, and then it was later discovered that she was concerned about a spectator in the stands that has now come out to the public as her stalker, for lack of a better word. She went up to the umpire and explained the situation during the match, totally stopped everything going on. Extremely scary situation to be an athlete on such a big stage and look over in the middle of your match and have your stalker sitting right there. I don't know what I would do.
That's terrible. I'm happy she said something and, you know, put an end to it while she's at the match, especially because that would definitely affect my performance as an athlete. And I don't know, just that energy is creepy to begin with, and having it and seeing that would throw me off.
She's at like her place of work too, when you think about it.
Exactly. Did anything happen to this stalker?
So he was ejected from the match. He's banned from all WTA events moving forward and was given a 5-year restraining order.
I'm really glad that they took action and did something before something bad happened to her, because I feel like in a lot of scenarios like these, they're not really taken seriously until something bad happens. So I'm glad they took the action before it got out of hand.
It definitely makes me glad, because when you think about it, you don't really hear it happening as much with athletic stars as much as singers and dancers and that kind of stuff. So seeing they took it seriously versus like she's just being paranoid, that puts you a little more at ease that they do care. A lot of people are upset about this one. Celsius buys the Alani Nu company for $1.65 billion. Celsius and Alani Nu are going to become one. Now, Celsius is the third top selling energy drink in the country, coming short of Red Bull and Monster. So now Alani Nu, who, don't count them out, they're 10th. Don't worry, guys. They're going to kind of be changing things up. How are we feeling about this? Do we have any like flavors that we're worried about? Are we like energy drink girls here?
So I talked about this at home in my sorority house, and everybody is very, very upset about it because they say Celsius does not taste as good as Alani Nu does. Me personally, I hate energy drinks. I yell at all my friends for drinking them because they're so bad for you. I used to be a huge pre-workout taker, so that was not good for me at all. And then I would do Red Bulls, all of it, and then I just feel like it doesn't do anything well. At least when I drink coffee, it's like a natural caffeine. Like this just, I don't know. They're just so bad for you, and everyone becomes so like addicted to it. Like every day, my roommates or my friends will drink an Alani or a Celsius or a Red Bull or something. I'm like, guys, like this is so bad for you. Like you should not be doing this. Like No, like take a nap if you're tired. Like I don't know. No, don't like poison your body. Please don't do it.
I do think it's interesting that Celsius bought Alani Nu, because I feel like as college students, I see either people have their Celsius cans or their Alani cans. Like, even though those aren't the exact numbers, I feel like in my head, those are the top two energy drinks, at least for girls our age. So it's interesting that their biggest competitions bought each other. And personally, I don't like them. I don't like energy drinks. I don't drink them. They make me get really anxious and too caffeinated, like too jittery. I'll drink so many Dr. Peppers a day, drink my coffee, but I can't do it. One sip and I'm gone.
I agree with you. That's such a big thing for me. Like my hands start to shake. I get really nervous. Like the only energy drink that I can do is Bubbler, which is only like the same amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee. And I'm fine. Like it wakes you up. It's good. It tastes just like a Dr. Pepper to me, like the same effect. Going back to Celsius and Alani Nu being such a big deal on campus here, Alani Nu is like a brand ambassador or like sponsorship for a lot of sororities on campus here. And so I think it'll be interesting to see A, what happens, but B, like, what do we think about that?
Coming from a sorority standpoint, before we weren't allowed to have both of the brands at one event, which is kind of crazy. So now that they're bought by each other, I'm curious to see Celsius and Alani at an event or something like that. But I know on our bid day we have tables full of Alani Nu, and I'm like, you shouldn't drink that. Like it's bad for you guys. Don't do it. Like, come on. Like, get caffeine from something else. I can't, like, I drink a LaCroix every day, and somehow that wakes me up, and I am ready to go.
You guys are making me really upset, because you know why Red Bull is number one? Because I am keeping them in stock. I love Red Bull. Now, I'm not really a big Celsius and Alani person, so I guess it's going to be me speaking on this because I've had both of them. And honestly, I'm kind of agreeing like what Marissa said. I think Alani tastes better. I've had better flavors from Alani. And I know that's kind of the big concern, especially on TikTok. People have been kind of voicing their opinions on it. Very, very open about their opinions on it. I'm very interested to see how it is, but I am a watermelon Red Bull fan till the day that I die. I love Red Bull. So, to me, this isn't going to affect me as much. Like Libby said, coming from a sorority standpoint, that'll affect everybody else. But if they were to have Red Bulls on that table, I think it's safe to say I'd be a happy woman.
Betty White is set to be on a USPS, United States Postal Service stamp in March 27th. The United States Postal Service is hosting an event at the LA Zoo and Botanical Gardens to celebrate the release of the stamp. The famous Golden Girl will have her smiling face on stamps all over. What do we think?
Me personally, I'm all for it. She was very iconic. Maybe not exactly for our generation, but I know tons of people are like, oh, I grew up with her, so this is wonderful. It's very interesting that she's becoming a stamp, though.
I think she's just such an icon in Hollywood. Like, everyone knows who Betty White is. Like, you can't meet a single person that, even if you don't know what she looks like, what she did, you know the name Betty White.
See, I don't, like, I know her name, don't know what she looks like. Golden Girls, never watched it in my life.
That's crazy.
Like, I know who she is. Like, I don't know.
So let me pose you with this question. If you could pick anyone to be on the stamp, who would it be?
Well, since we're picking from, like, old favorite shows, I would pick, like, maybe, like, John Stamos. Because like, Betty White, Golden Girls, Full House. Like, come on, guys. Like.
Good pick. Marissa, what about you?
You know what? I posed the question. Custom stamps.
Oh my god.
Put me on a stamp. No, can you imagine like wedding invites going out?
I was just gonna say that.
You
That
put
would
the
be
wedding
so
couple on the
good.
stamp. Let's make custom stamps a thing. I think that'd be really cool.
That's a great You might want to patent that.
Yeah, I was gonna say put that on record.
Got it.
Gabby?
You know what? I'm kind of sticking with the Betty White thing. I am a Golden Girls girl through and through. You know what? Maybe one day I will be my own Golden Girl, and then I can be on a stamp, and it won't have to be custom because I will be just like Betty White. And you know what? She's iconic. She deserves this moment for herself.
We're back with some more hot takes. So for this week, I'm going to talk about some of my Oscar predictions. I don't think Wicked is going to win many Oscars. As much as I love the movie, I think it's going to get majorly snubbed considering how it's been performing this award season. I think it's maybe won one award. So I think it's going to get snubbed.
Well, funny that you say that because I'm the complete opposite. I think they'll do pretty well. Maybe not as a whole, but Ariana Grande, who plays Glinda in Wicked, actually got what we consider the tap for Best Supporting Actress for the Oscars. I think she's going to be the one to bring it home because one award is better than none. You can say you're Oscar award winning. She'd actually make history if she did, so I think it'd be really cool, personally. I think she'll pull through.
Okay, moving on. My hot take is a little bit more fun, I think. But anyways, back to Big Time Rush. I believe that Gustavo carried the whole show. Like, he is a meme with, like, me and my best friend from home. Like, he's just hilarious. Like, his outfits, his sunglasses, everything.
He was crucial. I'll give you that. But disagree. I think Katie, Kendall's little sister, carried. Yep. She was always, like, making jokes, messing around. She was always pulling a prank. Her and the guy that worked the front desk at the place that they lived, phenomenal. They carried the show.
Moving back into the Oscars, because, you know, it is fun, right, Libby? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Let's talk about some fun actors here. For my hot take, I think Adrian Brody, he's starring in The Brutalist. I think he should get the best performance by a leading actor instead of our fan favorite Marissa, my fan favorite Timothée Chalamet from A Complete Unknown. I personally think he absolutely killed his role. I really think he deserves this win.
Like I said, I love Timothy. I thought his speech at the SAG Awards was amazing. I want to see him give another one. I want to hear him talk about being one of the greats yet again.
Circling back to the New York Yankees and the MLB, personally, I'm not a fan of the facial hair. I think it needs to go. I wish the rule was still the same. The beards are a no-go.
I mean, again, you can do whatever you want, like with your
True.
hair, mullets, anything, just man bun, all of it. Just not on the face. Like, and you're going to be sweaty. What if you have eye black on? Like, I just don't, I don't know.
It's not a look.
I don't think it should stay. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Be sure to check us out at kykernel.com.
And follow us on all social media platforms. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify.
Thanks for listening to Pop Goes the Kernel. See y'all next week.
Pop Goes the Kernel is produced by Gianna Gallo, featuring Libby Heckert, Marissa Armstrong, Gabby Mercedes, and Lauren Smiley. Edited by Jackson LaCroix.